What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fye and Eric Sheetshaber. We're going to be talking about today's MLB slate. We are a little less worried, but there's still some risk for this Minnesota game, and the other games, Detroit, St. Louis looks a lot better than it did earlier. So those are some big takeaways. If you guys see me Theragunning myself during this, just give me a break. I have to do it sometimes. But Sheets, so we were talking about it. You were just asking who's going to be the low-owned stack that gets the $5 lottery done.
Yeah, I mean, it's always somebody, right? I mean,
it's got to be somebody. Yeah, so I'm looking at right now. I'm pretty heavy on these night games, and that doesn't mean much because I'm going to be late swapping pretty actively and trusting the projections a little more than I probably well, not more than I should, as I should. I've been going rogue a little bit too much in baseball, and it has not been my friend lately, except for my hand builds. That's the only thing that seems to be cashing. So for me, I'm very heavy on the late games. That's what I'm looking at. What about you? What are you seeing showing up for you?
I have no idea. I was just about to start building it. That's what I was saying. I'm just like a little late. But when I was doing it earlier, I mean, I'll catch up. I mean, I had a whole bunch of the Robbie Ray. I don't particularly have much interest in this Christopher Sanchez situation. If I get it, but I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like it's Colorado's been scoring 12 runs, haven't they?
They just went nuts on Zach Gallen the other day, and that was a road game.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know about that at all. That's my dumb take. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to do with that.
I think both sides make sense. Like you're going to have a completely unowned Colorado stack, which is just always interesting. And has it worked out this year? Not that many times, but recently it has worked out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, for me, this slate, other than I have some Tampa Bay stacks. Other than that, this slate is like and I like Pepio in the first one. He's the pitcher that I'm using a little bit more on DraftKings. But I really like these later games. Both sides of the Angels and A's, both sides of the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, and then I think you're gonna see on DraftKings lower ownership on Philly than you expect. That's my take.
Just because of the price, you think?
Yeah, because the price, it's not good hitting for what it's worth. There's not good hitting weather, and it's, I mean, for as far as Colorado goes, it's on the the lower end side, but it's still Colorado, But yeah, you got 10-mile-an-hour winds. It's only 60 degrees. When it's 80 and the wind's blowing out, this game could have had like a 15 total, but it just went the other way. So I'm actually looking at FanDuel right now because I had to get some guys out of my lineups. And I have the Angels and Dodgers as my highest owned, followed by Baltimore, Milwaukee. I mentioned that we talked about that Milwaukee game a little bit earlier. I think I'd like to get a little more exposure to these later games and just let late swap do its thing. So where I'm at now, I don't know that that's really going to be where I'm ending up.
What do you think of some BVP or whatever with how well Fad's done against the Dodgers?
He hasn't done that well though.
Oh, I thought I remember that.
Well, he's had some really good games against us, but he's also like, I mean, as a team, they're hitting 286 off of him. It's not like he's.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty big number. People don't realize 286 will put you like, that's all-star level. That's like 305 when we were younger, or I can't say when I was younger. There just aren't that many guys who hit that much, but I think the Dodgers at low ownership. I mean, look, it's a great hitting day in LA. It's 75 degrees. It's beautiful out. It's the wind's blowing out. It seems like a good day to get on both sides of those games, and then the Rays are my other team that I would like to get some exposure to. So that's what I'm going to do. What are you seeing so far? Or have you looked at your pitching yet?
I'm not. I'm a couple of minutes away. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I want to update the projections for everybody first, and then I'll build.
Yeah, that's great. I'm getting to Castillo a lot more on FanDuel, as you mentioned earlier. That's going to be the case, sort of. I like Castillo. I'm good with it. And other than that, I am getting to the Robbie Ray. I think there's a high ceiling. Obviously, we always know he has a high. The floor can go the other direction. The floor can sink. The one I'm not getting too much of. I just think this is a bad. I would like to see what Detroit has done versus their expected run lines this year, because they've got to be just smashing them. Because every time we look, Detroit's got like a 3.8, 4.1, whatever, and they're averaging over 5 runs a game. They're the fourth best offense in baseball this year. I just feel like that I don't really want to mess with it too much. But Sonny Gray is a good pitcher. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I just would rather take the easier matchups with guys like Castillo. I'd rather take Robbie Ray and all the ceiling potential, and Casey not been great against lefties, as you mentioned earlier. I actually do like Sanchez. It is what it is. I think there is definitely some volatility there when anytime you pitch at Coors, especially as a popular pitcher, it just doesn't make you feel great.
No,
but Sanchez is consistent. He's very good. His only bad start really this year was against the Mets, like really bad start was against the Mets, which is I forgive. He's just been consistently really good, and you get a great matchup. And I'm just looking at how many runs has he given up. That one game against the Mets, he got crushed, and the Dodgers got him for like 4 or 5 runs. But that's really other than that, he's got a pretty clean sheet, and he's got the strikeout upside, and it's Colorado. But
not only that, I think the wind's blowing in too.
Yeah, 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left center. So I'm a little higher on the Sanchez. I also think Bubic and Pepio are like guys I'm willing to get different with on DraftKings. I think all these pitchers rate to be very similar, so I'm okay with taking the lower owned ones a little bit. And I think Pepio and Bubic are the guys who fit that category, for what it's worth.
Is one of the questionable guys from Kansas City was Jonathan India. If he's out, it makes Robert Gray a better play, I think.
He's been one of the worst hitters in baseball this season. So
he's like one of the only righties.
No, they've got 8 righties
that can do anything. Oh, okay.
They're actually loaded at righties. That they just haven't had righties who have hit. That's true. Right. You get the what's it called, the Salvador Perez's and the other than Bobby Witt. And maybe you're right. Going back, it's really interesting if you had to pick teams who would be the third baseball player you'd pick. Maybe I think people would agree with you that Bobby Witt would be the answer. I personally would probably still, go for Soto, but I think it's interesting.
I didn't think about Soto.
He's off to a bad start, but he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it's got to be Soto before. Well, I don't know. Is it Soto before Bobby Witt?
I don't know. Bobby Witt is he's hitting. He always hits 300. He's going to hit.
And don't forget also that he's a shortstop.
He's also a shortstop. Yeah, that's true. All of these are good points. Jose Ramirez maybe another one you could argue. He certainly is one of my favorite guys to play in. I'm getting why am I getting so much of Cleveland on fan? Well, you know what?
Speaking of Jose Ramirez, right?
Yeah. Why am I?
Who would you rather have, Bobby Witt or Fernando Tatis?
I'd rather have Fernando Tatis. There's that actually made it easier for me.
Yeah, I just thought of him.
Yeah. Well, I just watched that. You know what he hit last year against the Dodgers in that playoff series? He hit like 650.
Oh, Jesus.
He just is a monster. He's tough to get. I think that he might be the one I would choose, actually.
Yeah.
But I still but it's weird though, because between him and Soto, I kind of like they all bring different things, I guess. But it's pretty close. All right, I'm gonna get these loaded. So
I'm almost done here with the projections, by the way.
Yeah.
So now I'll be able to join you.
Guys, fire on any thoughts or questions, and I'll throw out some basketball picks sheets. I hate to say it, and I hope for your sake that this doesn't happen, because I do like your Knicks team. I think Indiana beats the Knicks, and I think Minnesota beats OKC, and people get the literally the worst nightmare of matchups after they've been complaining about how it's all rigged and everything. Wouldn't that be to show them? You know what I mean? Like, oh, here's the NBA Finals between Indiana and Minnesota, two of our smallest markets.
Yeah, smallest markets, but that's the end of the day. I mean, with all the Lucas and the LeBrons and all the drama, and it's like it's the up and coming guys. It's not that Luca's washed up or anything like that. I didn't mean it like that.
No.
But Shea and Halliburton, these are the dudes.
Well, I think the big one is the Edwards.
Oh, right, Edwards too. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're right.
I think that Edwards is gonna. This is like I mean,
There's the passing of the something, like.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, like, regular season basketball is different. It's like a totally different sport. I mean, what Caruso was doing to Jokic yesterday was, first of all, was incredible. But it was also, he would have fouled out in 5 minutes. Like, it wouldn't have even been a hesitation. Every single play was a million fouls, but they let you get away with different stuff. And the tough guys tend to come through. That's why I kind of like the Edwards idea. I just think he's got that right, the mindset. And I totally buy in on him as being maybe Shea's a better basketball player or better regular season player right now. But I think Edwards may, at the end of this, be considered the best, I don't know, the best non-Luka guard, maybe even including Luka guards.
Who would be your second best pitcher besides Sanchez?
So on FanDuel, and I don't entirely know why it's so much more on FanDuel, it's Castillo. I actually think that, like, is Castillo? Yeah, he's 8,700. That's why. I actually have Castillo, Ray, Pepio, Sanchez in that order, then Bubic on FanDuel. On DraftKings, I'm still rerunning because of the lineup, so I don't know what I'm getting, but I'm guessing I'm going to be probably slightly under on Sanchez, slightly under on Castillo, probably over on Pepio, over on Ray, and over on Bubic.
I have a question for you. This is the guy we didn't bring up at all. I don't think we did. What do you think of JT Ginn from the A's?
I'm not doing it. I like the Angels.
No, I know that. I mean,
well, I think that's the reason I'm not doing it, because it's a thing to do. I also maybe I'm biased because I watched the Angels just score 7 million runs against my. You know what I say? I don't love them, but I'm getting 18% of them. That's going to be in lottery lineups, but he's not going to make any of my big buy-ins for sure. He's not cheap. He has a low pitch. He is cheap, but he has a low pitch count.
What if he gets 80 pitches?
That's pretty low.
Yeah.
As like a median, I think that's what it would be. Not an incredible strikeout guy. Like, it's okay. I am getting to more the chances than I think I necessarily want. I don't think I need like 60% of them. That seems a little aggressive.
And I'm with you on this thing. We're kind of down on the Sonny Gray at high ownership, right?
Yeah, look, I want to put my money in what I've seen where my mouth is and make some effect. Like, I actually think that I've been saying it since the beginning of the year, that this Detroit team is no joke. Now, there are some strikeouts in that lineup, but I just don't think you do. And I don't care that Bailey Ober is probably going to be okay tonight because of the weather. I'm not taking pitchers against Cleveland when I have so the ones I'm low on are the Ober and are the Sonny Gray. Those are the ones I'm well underneath. Basically, everybody else I'm either with the field or near the field, except for Pepio is the one I have. I've got 40% of Pepio.
So I have so I was thinking of which teams that could be low owned, that could do whatever. And I'm going to tell you what my build's getting me in a minute, but you have Robbie Ray on the slate.
Yeah.
And his opponent and his opponents are going to be like 2% owned. Maybe remember, you still can get that Robbie Ray game. You could still get it. And we know Kansas City kind of stinks, like you said, right?
Yeah.
But it's a small slate. I wouldn't mind if I got to them. But with that said, let me see who I am getting. So right now, after simming and all that stuff, believe it or not, the top owned stack after simming is the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you are getting to Ginn then.
Let me see about that. Then my top owned, there's just no way, is actually Sanchez and Ginn.
Yeah. That's how you got to do it, I guess. Because
if you want to afford the Phillies, I think that's what you have to. That's the idea, I guess.
Yeah. K9's asking about Kremer on DraftKings. I have no problem with it. I agree that this Milwaukee team is you can certainly take advantage of them, but I don't think it's like.
Oh, I have something to discuss with everybody. Okay, so I have something to discuss with you. I totally forgot. All right. So there's something we have a project today. I have a seat that I'm using today in the live final satellite. I won a $3,470 seat
Oh,
like
nice.
2 weeks ago. So I have that going tonight.
How many players? Like 14?
Yeah. So I want to talk through this with you. Okay.
Okay.
I literally have no idea how to play. No. I mean, like, this is like probably the exact a number of entrants that I don't know what to do about. But I'm going to get all the details in a minute. I think it's 4 seats, like 65 entrants or something like that. I'm going to double check this. And then I got to figure out what type of stuff to do. You know, I presume I'm not supposed to get too chalky, but is this something where I'm not supposed
No,
to?
you're supposed to. No, the opposite.
I'm sorry, the opposite. I mean,
Yeah.
what I meant was that, is this the type of thing where I shouldn't play 5-man stacks, just play best plays?
I've always, and it depends on the size, but every tournament I play, like with less than 50 or 60 or 70, where tournaments are first place and then nothing else. I mean, you can win something else, but you're trying to win first place only. I like the idea of not necessarily full 5-man stacking because you're already different.
67 people.
Yeah.
And 4 spots.
And these are the ones I always used to win. Like, this is but I get
so take just basically to like best plays, sort of, almost.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's that. Well, I mean, look, I think that it makes sense. I think you want I still think you want to get like a 3 or 4 man and then like a 2 man or something. Like, I think it makes sense to get but you got a lot of that available.
Yeah.
And in that tournament, it might with the sim, because when I've ever played things like that, it's not been with the sims.
Yeah.
There's probably even more of an advantage to late swapping. Now, will Saber Sim try to force you into the 5-man? Probably. But that's just, I don't know. That's my thoughts anyway. I think that it like a 4-3 or a 4-2 or something. I mean, with this slate, my whole strategy would be just to like, really, you don't have to make a whole bunch of decisions until, I mean, I like Tampa or multi-enter, all these things, but you don't have to make a lot of decisions until the 8:30 Eastern time, really. Because I don't love any of these other, Baltimore's fine, but I'm just going to probably start late swapping around 8:15, and that's what's going to do that.
That sounds like a good idea. All right, let me build my FanDuel lineups at least on the screen. So let me share my screen here. And these are the various decisions that there are to make. Okay. I guess first question is, what projections do you use, right? So if you're I forget which package you have, but if you have one of our packages, right, you could get Saber Sims projections and ours. And if you can get both of them, then what you could do is you could average them if you felt like it. I have a lot. I mean, just way too many thoughts on the benefits and pluses and minuses of averaging stuff. I don't want to get into it right now, but I'll just say that that's certainly an option if you want to do it. That's the first thing. So I just put my projections up here. So the next thing before you hit build, there's Patrick Bailey is out, whatever that means.
Catcher for San Francisco.
Okay. I just recited what it said on my Saber Sim thing.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want to do, do I want to change anything as far as minimum salary? Like do I really want to leave 2,000 on the table if I get there in FanDuel? I don't know if I want to leave 2,000 on the table, right? So, but I'm just saying, sometimes I just do nothing. Sometimes I make a decision. So that's a decision. So I am gonna bump that to 34,000. I'll leave 1,000 on, but we won't do anything else. And then aside from that, right now there's no decision right now except is whether I want to require a certain stack exposure. So like if I wanted to do that, I go into stack exposure, and let's just say I wanted only 4-mans and 4-3s or 4-2-2-2s, whatever. You can just uncheck them all, then check these, and then you're only going to get those in your 5,000 lineup build. But today I'm not going to do that. I'm going to allow whatever the algorithm provides me. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to build 5,000 lineups, and that's step one. Now, again, I haven't really, I have no real opinion on who I want or anything like that. So if I was going to put like minimum or maximum exposures, I'll wait until the end to do something like that. But again, that's a decision you can make. Like if you're on SaberSim, guys, I mean, you could be as customized as uncustomized you want. You can make rules just like just like any other thing. But it's like any other optimizer. You have to like kind of learn. Even like Bobby the other day, you have to fumbled a little bit over how to make rules because we're not used to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like on SaberSim. So if you are gonna get into the rule making business, you got to kind of know where to go and what to do. Next thing we want to do is tilt a little bit about why it's only building very, very slowly.
So you didn't put many rules or anything in there?
I didn't do anything. Yeah, didn't do anything.
A little weird.
But it says 55%, 57%. I don't know what's
going on. It needs a refresh.
Well, let's just see.
Well, because you can see up at the top, like San Francisco's lineup is not in, which is in.
Okay.
So
that just probably needs a new projection. All right. So it built. So nothing else happened. So rules that conflict, exposures to shift. I have no idea what any of this means. Start again. Let's do my lineups. Do I not have enough players in here? No, I mean, I got all my players in. Let's build lineups. I don't know what analyzing. Okay, it looks like it's doing a little better here.
It's a little weird.
It is
a little slower than usual.
And when this happens, sometimes I think that okay, maybe something with my own projections is just not looking good. So but still 0. Oh, I know what I did. I think I know what I did. Hold on. I think for stack exposure, I put zeros.
Oh,
when I showed everybody that I could X them out.
Oh, yeah.
So I X'd them all out. Okay, so let's.
No wonder it was taking a while. That's tough.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah.
So it was looking for all 1, I guess.
Right. All right. All right. Okay, so I'm going to save these and then get back to it. Okay.
All I'll say is I'm very glad that it's not like 5 minutes to post time right now. I'd be very tilted.
Yeah. Usually it speeds. I don't know what's going on with it, but I swear it goes faster at those times. Knock on wood here.
There we go. Okay, we're good. Okay. Looks like it was really saying, okay, Sheets, you asked for it.
Yeah.
You asked for. See, I wouldn't mind getting all the Rocky stacks. That doesn't bother me at all. It's like,
right,
like other stuff that might bother me. Like, and you know what? I wouldn't mind getting White Sox. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I would play worse plays than that. So I don't think there's anybody I'd really be upset getting. All right, so now you see I have it set to auto sim, so it's automatically going into sim mode here. And for just so you guys know, I'm playing 60 lineups in the lottery, the squeeze, and 1 in the monster, and it already saved all that, all the contest data. So it's building, and then let's go to direct fill just to see what I'd be getting here. So first of all, as far as stack exposure, I am getting mostly 4-3, 4-2, 4-4s. And I'm also getting, boy, as advertised, 30% Kansas City.
Well, there you have it.
Gem apples. Okay, and there you have it. So I'll go with, I'm totally down with it, by the way.
It's almost like your projections are like because remember, you were on KC way before, and they should be a good offense. But like last year, remember, they were great. And you had like years ago. Like I feel like you've always had the KC button for some reason.
First was the KC button, then it was the Arizona button. Remember that? Arizona, we were trailblazers, right? We were playing Arizona when they had like three run team totals.
That's right. That's true.
Now all they do is get double-digit runs every game.
I'll give you credit for that one too, because that was when they were the worst offense in baseball. Then they became the best offense in baseball.
Yeah,
they had the best offense statistically in baseball last year, and they did not make the playoffs, which is interesting. That does not happen very often.
So it looks as though I had like Rutschman in my lineup, but not anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
So I do have. So all these San Francisco guys came in. So VR, and he's not starting. So we actually have to fix that.
Is satellite seat on DraftKings or FanDuel?
DraftKings.
Okay. I thought so.
So what I'm going to do, I mean, what I could very well just run all new projections with the San Francisco stuff, but I'm just not doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do this all over again. This is one way you can sort of cheat if you have your own projections, but like something changed. So I keep everything like the custom, but then I'll just go to the San Francisco. Wait a minute, they didn't even update them yet? I don't even have San Francisco's. Like, do you have San Francisco's projections updated here on SaberSim or no? Yeah, that ain't even updated yet. So there's literally nothing I can do. I mean, I could do something, but
yeah, we still got other lineups to wait on too. That should be coming.
Right. So what I could do, like in the meanwhile, I'm just trying to think of what I can do here. Is I know the VR is not. Well, I don't know VR is not playing. Right. It says not starting on FanDuel. That doesn't mean he's not starting. Right. Do they have the San Francisco lineup?
Yeah, that was a. Let me see. Hold on.
Because it's not on the SaberSim site. That's what I'm saying.
There was a big mistake the other day on on DraftKings where they had somebody in who wasn't in. Let me see. Where's my lineup page? San Francisco lineup is in.
Yeah, it's in on DraftKings, but they didn't put it in on.
There's no. So yeah, they do that sometimes. Like one site doesn't have the thing up sometimes.
Okay, so I put those in, and Casey Schmidt is playing.
Yeah.
So we have Casey Schmidt. Let's make sure I have all these guys. Sam Huff is playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then all these other guys are out. So David VR, get rid of him. And then
I would be if anybody is stacking San Francisco, I'd be very careful. They have like 4 pinch hit risk guys, maybe 5.
Okay, so we'll redo the DraftKings. I hope I'm not stacking any San Francisco.
Wait,
although that's not the end of the world. I mean, like.
So we need Texas to have a big week, right? Is that who we picked, Sheets?
Just one game, just one win at Yankees.
Yeah, then they got the White Sox after, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know who's pitching tomorrow, but I'm going tomorrow to that game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I didn't look. I'm guessing we must be the only ones or one of the only ones who took them.
Oh, I didn't look yet. I don't think it.
I like it. I like the strategy behind it. I like the idea.
No, that was a good call. I mean, because they were marginal okay pick anyway.
Yeah.
And you get like instant leverage on the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you know what's going to happen? Is the Rangers are going to be 60% owned at the end of the day.
No way.
If that happens, I give up. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much.
We can't. Nobody can be that. It can't be everybody be that sharp. Like
no, right? I think it's what you have to think.
This isn't. Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Phillies and the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one team near the bottom I thought was okay, like the Twins. I thought was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Twins would have been the other good way to go, but sorry, I turned my screen off so I could eat something real quick. I haven't eaten anything today. All right. What else? Oh, waiting. So the A's lineup is out. Canna, Massey, Renfroe, Isbell. Okay, so they didn't play as many left. Yeah, I'm starting to think more about this Robbie Ray as a good play. Oh, some other lineup may have come in.
So you don't think the Phillies are going to be that popular?
I mean, they'll be owned, but it's just look at their price on DraftKings. On FanDuel, they'll be mega popular. They're so hard. It's so hard to get them in.
Andy Pages is out.
That's really unfortunate for me because I love Pages. Oh, he's been my guy. I finally got my cousins to take the L. Finally.
What happened?
They wanted him sent to the minor leagues, and I said, this guy's going to be a stud and all this stuff. Now they're all on the Pages train. I went and watched Game 7 with them yesterday, and they were like, "You were right. You were right." He's been really good.
All right, so same thing here. We'll go into San Francisco, and again, I'll obviously change all this as we get closer. Sam Huff, Casey Schmidt. I mean, and the Dodgers, I'll get them. So no Teoscar Hernandez. No. Yes, Teoscar Hernandez.
So we've got him back.
Teoscar Hernandez is playing.
I guess they just need to give Paz a day off because I feel like he'd make sense here. Yeah, you got Teoscar back. Oh my God, the Dodger lineup is going to be really good once they put Paz back in there too. This team is loaded. All right. Any questions or thoughts, guys? Feel free to fire them on in. All right.
So is there any kind of a break here? Yeah, after the 7:45 and before the 4 Coors. So a little hour in there. Right now, I have all kinds of Philadelphia, Bobby.
Yeah. On DraftKings.
Yeah.
It's because you got the JT Ginn.
I guess so. And I'm probably going to look, but I haven't looked yet at who have the qualifier.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to have to look at that. Ugh.
When they asked Jokic what his plans were for the offseason,
yeah,
he said he hasn't thought about it that much, but probably a lot of beer.
All right.
That's pretty good. I love that guy.
So, I'm going to get going, I guess. I'm going to redo the projections for everybody.
All right, good luck in that seat. Win that seat.
Yeah, at least get a sweat. Listen, if I have the Phillies in there, I'll have a sweat. That's for sure.
You should.
Yeah, but I think everybody's going to play the Phillies.
I don't know. On FanDuel, they will. On DraftKings, I just think you get into some uncomfortable stuff.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get going.
All right, bub. Good luck tonight. And I probably